I'll start things off with something simple, apple fritters, basic cinnamon-scented 2-bite donuts. And I start with 2 tart apples. You could use any variety that you peel and coarsely grate. So first, add about a teaspoon of lemon zest, just right over the grated apple, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And along with the lemon juice, 3 tablespoons of sugar helps to draw out all the juices from the apple. And this is what helps make the batter easy to mix. Give this a little stir, and I'll just let this sit to let the sugar dissolve and the apples to soften up. And it only takes a couple minutes to sit. And into a big mixing bowl, add 2/3 of a cup of sour cream, along with 1/2 cup of sugar. There we go. I need 2 eggs. I want to keep the whites separate because I'll whip those and add them at the very end. And the yolks can go into that sour cream base. I'll just give this a little whisk to stir. There we go. Now you can see in just a few short minutes how much liquid comes out of the apples. So now I can add this to the sour cream base and whisk that in. And now it's time for the dry ingredients. I'll start with 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour and a teaspoon of baking powder, just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I really like an apple pie flavor in my apple fritters, so I add a full teaspoon of cinnamon, as well as a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Simple enough. I'll just sift this all together and add it to that sour cream base. You can really see how the grated apple has softened up. It's easy to stir into the batter, and the juices that came out of the apple really makes it easy to mix. And then add just a touch of butter, 2.5 tablespoons. Keeps the fritters nice and tender. Now, the batter seems more cake-like, and I need to lighten it up a bit. So I'm going to whip the 2 egg whites just by hand and add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then fold that in. Once you've whisked your egg whites until they're foamy, that's the best time to add the 2 tablespoons of sugar. The whites just barely have to be at a soft peak, so they're still quite fluid. But you can see you've got that solid white color, so you know you have them well whipped. And I add this all at once to the batter. All right, got our nice light fluffy batter, and it's time to fry. When I'm frying, I like to use a neutral tasting vegetable oil, like canola, grapeseed, sunflower, or corn. These oils also have a high smoking point. That means they're built to take the heat of frying. Because these are 2-bite fritters, I use an ice cream scoop. I bring it to the oil, which I've preheated to 350. Bring the scoop close to the oil, and then gently drop it in. I find these fritters take about 3 minutes on each side. To flip your fritters, you just give them a little tap on one side, so it takes another 3 minutes on that side. Before I start frying, I get all my tools ready. So I have a tray with paper towel and a cooling rack. I have tongs and also a spider or strainer or a slotted spoon works to pull out the donuts once they're done. Here they are, a beautiful golden brown. But the first ones I did have cooled to room temperature. And so I give them a nice, generous coating with icing sugar. Oh, aren't those inviting and appealing? And they've got that nice crusty exterior when you break into it, that cakey cinnamon apple inside. Oh, what an absolute treat.